Hola, hoy vamos a aprender el pretérito de los verbos regulares. So, AR, ER, IR verbs in the preterite. So remember to talk about actions currently happening, we use the present tense. I am reading. She listens. We talk. However, to talk about past actions, we use the preterite tense. We listened. She spoke. They ran to the store. So in order to conjugate an AR, ER, or IR verb in the present or the preterite tense, you take off the ending, the AR, ER, or IR, and then add the appropriate endings that match the subject. So remember, in present tense for AR verbs, we have o, as, a, amos, ais, an. Only an accent in the vosotros form. Then if you go down below for the preterite endings, they're a little bit different. We have a, aste, o, amos, astes, aron. Accents in the yo form and in the el, ea, usted form. Always on the last letter of the verb. Notice that the nosotros form is the same for AR verbs in the present and in the preterite. This isn't in your notes, but just some examples. Bailar yo, so bailo, I dance, whereas bailé is I danced in the preterite. Cantan, you all sing. Cantaron, you all sang in the preterite. Estudias, you study. Estudiaste, you studied in the preterite. And then in the present tense, ER and IR verb endings, o, as, a, amos, as, n, and o, as, a, emos, is, n. Pretty similar, only nosotros and vosotros are different. In the preterite, ER and IR verbs have the same endings. So ER and IR verbs will use the same set of endings in the preterite tense. Iste, yo, imos, istes, ieron. Accent again in the yo form and in the el, ea, usted form. Make sure your accent is on the o. A lot of times people will want to put it on the I. It's always on the last letter. I here, o here. And again, a couple examples, even though they aren't in your notes, just so you can see the differences. In the present tense, this would be escribo, I write, whereas in the preterite, escribí, I wrote. Viven, you all live. Vivieron, you all lived. Vuelves, you return. Volviste, you returned. And then we have 4 verbs that fit under the small verb category. Ir, ser, ver, and dar are the 4 irregulars that are considered small verbs. And ir and ser are conjugated the same way. So even though they mean different things, you use context clues in Spanish to figure out which verb is being used, because they are conjugated the same. So you can think of these as like identical twins, because they're conjugated identically. So fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuistes, fueron. There are no accents for any of these 4 small verbs, so you don't have accents at all. Ver and dar are the other 2 small verbs. You can think of these as fraternal twins because they are very similar, but they're not exactly the same. Everything is the same in their conjugation except for the first letter. So ver to see will be vi, viste, vio, vimos, vistes, vieron. Again, no accents at all. Dar to give will be di, diste, dio, dimos, distes, dieron. So these irregular verbs you just kind of have to memorize. Again, ir and ser are kind of like identical twins because they have the exact same conjugation. Ver and dar are like fraternal twins because everything is the same in the endings, but the first letter is the only difference. So they're almost the same, but not really. None of these 4 have accents. Okay, so for these practice problems, you should pause the video, decide if the sentence is in the present or the preterite, and then conjugate it accordingly. Okay, y las respuestas. So we study is presente, estudiamos. I swam, preterito, nadé. The students danced, preterito, los estudiantes bailaron. You, formal, visited, preterito, usted visitó, because you, formal, is usted. They talk a lot, that's presente, hablan mucho. She went to school, preterito, ella fue a escuela. Did you listen? Preterito, escuchaste. We use the book. Preterito. Usamos el libro. My mom prepares dinner. Presente. Mi madre prepara la cena. The teacher taught. Preterito. El profesor enseñó. We eat. Presente. Nosotros comemos. I returned. Preterito. Yo volví. The students received homework. Tarea. Preterito. Los estudiantes recibieron tarea. Preterito. You formal sol. So that's going to be usted vendió. They understand. Presente. Ellos entienden or ellos comprenden. I met the girl. Preterito. Yo conocí a la chica. I saw the movie. Preterito. Yo vi la película. I see the store. Presente. Veo la tienda. She wore a hat. Preterito. Llevó una gorra. The teacher goes to the library. Presente. La maestra va a la biblioteca. Okay, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, or we will talk about this in class tomorrow. Alright, hasta luego.